Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Going here. Thanks for tuning in today on a beautiful Wednesday, at least where I am up here in Fayetteville. Phil Elson, Matt Smackdown Jenkins, and Matty T taking you for the next couple of hours. Our usual Wednesday guest will join us. We'll have a couple of segments later this hour with Clay Henry from Hogs Illustrated. Big preview, Arkansas, Florida. At least that is one game that we expect to get played this weekend in the SEC and across college football's landscape. And Bill King for hour number 2 from Nashville Sports Radio. We would have done like a whole big talk with Bill about, wow, this was supposed to be a really exciting week around the SEC. Just the fact that you had 7 games. It's not like any of them really are outstanding games when you look at the matchups. I think at the start of the season we'd expected LSU Alabama to be a good game, but of course that's not even going to be played now. So this SEC weekend, which was supposed to be 7, is now down to 3 games after yet another postponement that came earlier this morning with the Missouri-Georgia game now postponed due to COVID issues with the Missouri Tigers. So it's the contact tracing more than anything that is knocking these teams under the allowable levels of scholarship players of 53. Got to have your 7 offensive linemen, your 4 defensive linemen, your 1 quarterback. That's all LSU would have had this weekend, by the way, 1 scholarship quarterback. They do not have the 53 players necessary to play, but wow. I mean, this is, you hear, you read, you hear, you listen to stories, you see it on TV about the surge in the virus across the country that is happening right now. And I think it's safe to say, SmackDown, that at the same time, college football is a little bit of a microcosm of what's happening across the country just when you look at the rates of, and again, I mean, with a lot of this with college football isn't necessarily about positive tests for players. It's about the contact tracing. The web of contact tracing is doing it in. But I guess we should have expected that when you have this surge of COVID cases across the country, that college sports would be affected by it too. You know, even if they try their very best to keep the virus out, 1 or 2 positive tests, as this is what is proving to us right now, can do a team in.
And to this point, we still haven't heard anything as far as with Arkansas, that it's just been Sam Pittman to this point. Haven't heard anything as far as contact tracing. I mean, you know that there's going to be some rulings made regarding that. And to be completely honest with you guys, I'm kind of surprised we haven't heard anything to this point. It's just been Sam Pittman, and first off, I mean, hopefully he's feeling well. We haven't heard anything otherwise. Hopefully that he's still asymptomatic and is doing well. And you know damn well if it's anybody that's going to power through, it's going to be him. But the contact tracing aspect of it, I mean, I'm shocked we haven't heard anything to this point as far as regarding this matchup with Arkansas and Florida. But to kind of piggyback off your point this weekend, I mean, Arkansas, Florida was probably, 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the list as far as marquee matchups this weekend in the SEC. You just got propelled.
It would have been the best game, I think, anyway, just because of the matchup now,
Fair.
what we've seen for the first 7 weeks. But, yes, you're right.
And now you just got propelled all the way to the top.
That's right. Though CBS will not be televising a game this weekend, which has to really disappoint the suits at the Columbia Broadcasting System, because this was the one chance they would have to go from the Masters right to an SEC football game. They'll never have a chance to do it again. Hopefully, you never have to play the Masters in the fall ever again, and you never have to worry about these sort of postponements ever again. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, it really is something to see from 7 games down to 3, and now all you've got left is Vanderbilt, Kentucky. Not the sexiest matchup, no doubt. South Carolina, Ole Miss. That looks like 2 programs going in different directions. And Arkansas, Florida. Easily the best game left in the SEC. You know, and I wonder about, I read Tom Murphy's Razorback report in the Democrat Gazette this morning, and he's writing about how so many of the players that he was able to have access to, I guess, on a Zoom press conference, were shocked at the fact that Sam Pittman got the virus, because they were pointing to Sam Pittman as being more cautious than anybody else. I think they, washing his hands more than anyone, and a lot of the other things that go into it, always wearing a mask at the times he needs to be. So I kind of wonder if now again, I don't know where he got the virus. I don't think we'll ever really find that out. I was nervous watching the post-game celebration on the field Saturday against Tennessee. Lots of hugs, lots of high fives, lots of close contact. Well, it might not have been, 15 minutes of close contact. But outside of that scenario, and I guess that's a pretty important scenario, but outside of that scenario, if Sam Pittman really is the most cautious member of the entire football program when it comes to this virus, maybe he's been very good at making sure that he's outside 6 feet of everybody. You wonder about him going on his daily walk with Barry Odom.
Right.
Maybe they've been 6 feet apart every time they've gone walking and had the mask on every time. So maybe his adherence to the guidelines, and look, we learned this about this virus. You can stick to the guidelines all you want outside of just shutting yourself in your home 24/7. If you're going to go out, you're going to go get groceries, and you're going to go to work, and you're going to attempt to live some semblance of a life outside, you can take all these precautions, you can still get the virus. And I think that's what happened to Sam Pittman. So,
and I know I've heard of lots of people got piggybacking off that. I'm sure we could all think of people that's had the mask and they've done everything properly, socially distanced and everything, and you still wind up and getting it's just a little, I don't want to say lapse in judgment, but I mean it's one little misstep that you can take. And I do my part. Matty T does his part, and I know you do your part. We all do our parts to do it, and it's just sometimes it's not enough sometimes.
Well, and now and so we're still, I guess, waiting for some sort of word. They're not going to tell you anything good. You'll only hear the bad news. If there is a certain amount of contact tracing. And perhaps today, because I expect Sam Pittman to be speaking at the SEC coaches teleconference, the coaches have been asked about their COVID situations weekly on those teleconferences, and I have a feeling Pittman will be asked that question and probably has to give an honest answer. Sounds like you got something to report.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is coming from Pig Trail Nation. This just came out. Update from Sam Pittman. In a tweet from Pig Trail Nation, says he is feeling, quote, fine. He was sore in the back Saturday night after the game. He thought it was possibly from standing up for too long. Also coming out, also from Pig Trail Nation, says he is hiding out in the back of his house with his dog. Probably the better news out of this whole thing right here, his wife Jamie was tested, and that test came back negative.
Wow. Okay.
So just
that's
more of an
news.
update.
That's great
it's
news.
Great news, so it's not necessarily spreading to him. So just kind of keeping it contained to him. So that's the good news there. But there's your small little update on Sam Pittman.
Barry Odom, does he get the win or the loss for this game? I think if you're not on location for the game, then you don't get credit for the win or the loss. So this ought to go in Barry Odom's record. That's a question that Travis sent in.
I think it should.
Here, 877-377-6963. I think if you're an interim head coach, it goes on your record. It doesn't go on the coach that isn't in attendance. So, and again, Sam Pittman can have plenty of influence throughout the week. But when it comes to game time, he's got to figure out something else to do. I mean, can you imagine the amount of thumb twiddling? Could you imagine the amount of thumb twiddling that Sam Pittman will be doing between the hours of 6 to 9 this Saturday night? I can't even imagine it. But this also opens an opportunity for Arkansas to win one for Coach. I mean, he is the only head coach that is missing a game in the SEC. That's one thing about these postponements. I mean, Alabama's now going 2 weeks in a row without playing a game. LSU, this is their second postponement. But if these games get replayed, they're going to have their head coach there for the game. So they don't have to worry about their coach's health on top of of worrying about winning a football game at the same time. I think that there could be something to the idea of win one for Coach Pitt on Saturday against Florida. It's a really good Florida team, and we'll look into some of the numbers about really how efficient they are offensively. This team has taken 25 trips inside the red zone and has scored every single time they've gotten inside the 20.
Of course they have.
You're going to need to have the attitude of win one for Coach Pitt. It might take a little extra goose in the buttocks to get it going against this outstanding Florida offense. Calls and texts at 877-377-6963. We'll come right back on Halftime.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
As you can tell, this means a lot,
Only on ESPN 95.3.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. Fresh, Jim's Razorback Pizza. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
Someone infected with coronavirus can spread it without showing any symptoms. Wear a cloth or homemade face covering when you can't physically distance from others. This protects you and everyone around you. As normal activity resumes, wearing a face covering is necessary to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Save lives. Stop the spread. Learn more at healthy.arkansas.gov and find suggested guidelines for face coverings you can easily make at home. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Department of Health.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Oh my gourd, folks. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. This month, I want to say thanks. So I'm on a mission to make car buying easy as pie and help you snag a sweet deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. This month, you could drive a nicer, newer car and save up to $4,150. That's a lot of dough. So if your old ride is flaky, crusty, burnt, or rusty, don't let it squash your happiness. Trade it for a nicer, newer car now, even if you still owe money, and save up to $4,150. Plus, my For the People approval process makes financing your nicer, newer car easy as pie. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for winter in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Deals this delicious won't last long, so visit us today at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Hi, Phil Elson for CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Russellville and Fayetteville. I love a good burger, and I love piping hot fries. And the best in the state for both are at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, no doubt about it. Chuck shoulders, fresh ground daily, always fresh. The fries always hot. Hand-spun shakes, and at both of their locations in Russellville and Fayetteville, limited seating capacity is open now at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Franks off play action, fakes to Smith. He's going to throw left side into the end zone. It's complete. Touchdown, Arkansas. Devion Warren hauls it in.
Want more halftime? Make sure to listen to the Halftime Pod, presented by Jeff's Clubhouse, Fort Smith's premier place for lunch, brunch, and catering. Give them a call at 479-308-9123. The Halftime Pod is available on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
I tell you, you're going to need all your weapons offensively ready to go against this Florida team. Davion Warren certainly included. They try to get Warren included in the game plan early against Tennessee with an end around and then through the in fact, I think he caught the first pass of the game from Felipe Franks. Not that you need the biggest game from a guy like Davion Warren, but can't be invisible as he had been for some of the games about weeks 3, 4, 5 up until the Tennessee game. So earlier today, SEC athletic directors have approved the 19th of December for makeup games for any postponements. Now, that could be tricky for what they just did postpone, which was Alabama LSU, because that's also the day that the SEC holds its championship game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. But now, because the week before, December 12th, was supposed to be the makeup week for the SEC. But now with what's happened this week, it's become obvious you may end up with multiple postponements for teams. LSU is dealing with their second one. Alabama's dealing with their second one. And you very well could end up with more postponements for the rest of this month. So December 19th is the day that will be used for regular season makeups. And wouldn't that be interesting? I mean, interesting and weird at the same time, SmackDown, to have a conference championship game as the crown of the night of essentially what could be a full slate of SEC football games. But then again, I think the Pac-12 is doing the same thing. They have a 6-game regular season followed by a 7th week, which includes the Pac-12 championship game and cross-divisional games. I think the Big Ten might have been doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So in this case, the SEC is just sort of following the lead.
It'll be interesting to kind of see how this whole thing plays out. And like you said, if everything was to end right now, you're going to run into some problems with that 19th game because, well, maybe not necessarily because I just looked at this calendar here. Florida and LSU, and Florida's probably the only team coming out of Florida's in the driver's seat right now to go to the SEC championship game, so they can't really afford that. But when you look at LSU, they've already got one rescheduled for that Florida game, and now you've got the second one, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to make this work. Will they – and I'm – Yep. There's Phil. Phil, you good? I think we're back.
You're back. All right. Did we get a little knocked off the air? Did our radio signal get a little COVID there for a moment?
I think it did, but I think we're good now.
All right. We're back. We're okay.
Sorry about that.
Good. Thanks for the text letting us know that we're still back here. 877-377-6960.
Don't we have the best listeners for a second?
Yeah. They always want to make us feel comfortable, even if we're off the air for a moment, which is the most uncomfortable feeling for
it really is
when you're supposed to be on the air and you're not.
So, anyway,
interesting. I wanted to go through some of these numbers here on Florida just to tell you what you're up against here offensively. And then take away, anything going on positive with the Arkansas defense. This is not about Arkansas right now. This is all about Florida. And we got into it yesterday a little bit. Remember, Florida has scored on 56% of their non-kneel-down drives. They've scored on 40 of 72 non-kneel-down drives with only 10 3-and-outs. This is an efficient offense. Highly efficient. Second in the SEC, fifth in the nation in passing yardage at 369 yards per game. Trask, the one of the two front runners right now for the Heisman Award, 22 touchdowns against just 3 interceptions. This offense has turned it over 7 times this year, and they also protect the quarterback wonderfully. I feel like you're facing a Florida offense that reminds me a little bit of what you saw from Texas A&M. Not in that they both run the ball, but that they protect the quarterback. They have a very experienced, highly talented offensive line that does not allow a lot of pressure or a lot of, a lot of give at the line there. And you're dealing with a quarterback in Kyle Trask that appears to just be able to hang in the pocket, deliver the ball against the blitz, and take the hit if it's necessary. Although I don't think he's taken very many hits throughout this season here, to be honest. If I look at the numbers, opponents against Florida have only 18 quarterback hurries. That's almost half the amount of hurries for the opponent's own quarterback. So, one reason Kyle Trask has been so good, SmackDown, is that he's never harassed. And I think that's one of the reasons why Kellen Mond has been so good this year, although Mond is more mobile and they bootleg him out a little bit more often.
And he has a stout offensive line, too.
And again, this is a team that doesn't turn it over and doesn't allow very many sacks. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like Texas A&M. It's just A&M is a little more balanced offensively with the pass and the run. Florida much, much heavier on the pass. And then the other aspect of this, too, and I do wonder about, where if Kyle Pitts, the big tight end, possibly the best tight end of the country, he's probably going to win the Mackey Award this year. Without him, do they become a less efficient team inside the 20-yard line? I mean, look, they've scored 19 touchdowns on 25 drives inside the 20. They have 6 field goals. They happen to have maybe the best kicker in the country, too, outside of being a really efficient offense. Their kicker, Evan McPherson, is 8 for 9 kicking field goals, and that includes 4 field goals of 50 yards or longer. So I think he might be one of the best, if not the best in the country. But I think Pitts is one of the main reasons why they're so good inside the 20, because he just can outleap anybody on the field, and Trask is a tall quarterback, too, and he can find him. Kyle Pitts this year, now he's not just somebody that gets the ball inside the 20. Don't get me wrong here. 24 catches, 8 touchdowns, and where are my numbers here for Pitts? 6 of his 8 touchdowns have come inside the red zone. 3 of those have come from the 5-yard line or closer to the goal line. So he is their number one option when it comes to the red zone. And for as far as the big plays are concerned, like those chunk plays of 20 yards or more, it isn't necessarily Pitts, though he's got like a 71-yard touchdown, and I think he's got 7 or 8 plays of 20 yards or more. Of their 31 pass plays of 20 yards or more, 24 of those plays have gone to other players other than Kyle Pitts. So it feels to me like, Pitts is part of the plan to get inside the red zone, but once they're there with the red zone, they go for Kyle Pitts more often than not.
Yep.
So it'll be very interesting to see if they go with the same plan using the backup tight end, Kamori Gamble, who has only caught 5 passes in 5 games this year. So, they've got a couple of tight ends, but one of them hasn't been playing very much this year. And this Arkansas team has been pretty good when they get inside the red zone. That, to me, is going to be key. I think Florida will get inside the 20, and they'll score when they get there. It's a matter of if they get field goals or touchdowns, and the difference could be having or not having Kyle Pitts.
You've seen the amount of trouble that Kyle Pitts could possibly give this Arkansas defense, and I've compared him quite a bit this week to Wiedemeyer, the kid from Texas A&M, and he caused you a lot of trouble during that A&M game. Is getting just kind of like playing how Kyle Pitts was, and Kyle Pitts, I think, easily is 100 times better than what Wiedemeyer is going to offer to you. But if he doesn't play, maybe it's just tied in by committee if you're Florida and you just kind of nickel and dime it down the field. I'm curious, when we have Clay Henry here coming up next on halftime, where does Florida's line play rank for what Arkansas has just been going against for the past 2 weeks? Obviously, is it fair to say that A&M has the best offensive line in the SEC? Or do you think?
I was pretty darn impressed with what I saw there.
And Tennessee's offensive line for the first half pushed you around quite a bit. And is that a credit? Is that more of Tennessee having a great offensive line, or the fact that the Razorbacks are a little bit smaller, not necessarily as beefier on that defensive line? But then again, they made stops and they were able to penetrate the offensive line and get stops. So I'm curious to see where Florida ranks. And Clay's pretty much our offensive line and line guru. Where does this Florida offensive and defensive line compare to what we've seen the past couple weeks?
Well, I'm going to tell you what here about that offensive line smackdown. 4 out of the 5 of them are seniors.
Oh, there you go.
Every last one of them is 312 pounds or heavier. Nobody is shorter than 6'5", and they've given up 5 sacks this year. Now, this is a line that's different than what you saw from Tennessee. That's a run-blocking line. I think the same from Texas A&M, though they were really good protecting Kellen Mond and have been all season long. When you've allowed 5 sacks and you are a passing offense, this team might be the best pass-blocking line that we've seen all year from the Florida Gators. Hey, don't forget about our friends at Washita Farms if you're looking for a gift. And I'll have to tell you about them after the break. We're coming up on the break, so stay tuned. Clay Henry joining us from Hogs Illustrated, so stay tuned.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even...
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Frankfurt Furniture Super Black Friday Blowout Sale. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thanksgiving Day. 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday the 27th. And 6:30 to 5:30 p.m. Saturday the 28th. For example, Catnapper Reclining Sofa and Love, regular $22.50, on sale, finance price $18.22, cash price $16.70. Store-wide sale. All furniture, bedroom furniture, and mattresses on sale. 3 days only at Frankfurt Furniture. Super Black Friday sale. Best seats in the house.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's...
View their award-winning barbecue and sides. Call either of the Whole Hog Fort Smith locations on Borough Road or Phoenix Avenue, or go online to wholehogfortsmith.com and check out their buddy packs and party packs. Both Whole Hog locations are open with limited seating until further notice. They're open 11 till 6 Tuesday through Saturday. Experience award-winning barbecue and sides at Whole Hog Cafe today.
Winter is just around the corner. Don't get caught out in the cold. Did you know you could save up to 60% on your heating bill by converting to safe, reliable natural gas from AOG? The savings can actually pay for your conversion cost. In addition, natural gas can deliver your energy needs on the coldest day, even when the power is out. Call 784-2000 or visit AOGC.com and switch to natural gas today. AOG, energy for life.
This is Eddie Lee Herndon with the United Way of Fort Smith area. COVID-19 has put a tremendous strain on fundraising this year, not only for us, but also for the agencies we support. Lack of funding may cause local nonprofit agencies to reduce services and even cancel programs. The services we provide to individuals and families are critical. The Boys and Girls Clubs, Meals on Wheels, the Backpack Program for Kids, those are just a few. We need your donations now more than ever. If you or a company would like to be part of the solution, contact us or donate now at unitedwayfortsmith.org.
This is ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Corral, play fake and a roll to his right. Fires and it's picked off. Catalon at the 35. Oh, my goodness, he's going to score. Touchdown, Arkansas. Catalon, 33 yards on the interception return. Corral threw it right to him. And Catalon was a blur into the end zone.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Phil Elson PXP, at Matt Travis, and at Matt Jenkins 44. Now back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
And I just realized one thing I'm not ready for.
What's that?
I'm not ready for gift buying season. And this is one thing I'm just not very good at, or at least I don't think I'm good at. It's gift buying season. I mean, you're now, 7 weeks away, 6 weeks away from Christmas? I don't even remember when Hanukkah starts this year. It's a floating holiday on the Hebrew calendar, but I guess I better figure it out soon because I got a couple of kids north of the border that are expecting some nice gifts. I won't buy them this stuff, but I'll tell you a great place to get a great holiday gift card. It's Ouachita Farms, a state-licensed cannabis farm, processor and seed labeler right here in Central Arkansas. They're located at Hot Springs Village and sell their products at nearly 200 stores across the natural state. 100% USA-grown hemp. No additives for these products. CBD products that are small batch made. Lab results are verified and published on their website, WashitaFarms.com. If you're in Central Arkansas, get a look at the tasting room and sample their products at 3958 Highway 7 in Hot Springs Village. You can also purchase their products and holiday gift cards at WashitaFarms.com. Make sure you use the code WPS15 when you check out. Let's go to our friend Clay Henry, the publisher and editor of Hog Illustrated.
Let me interrupt. We're waiting. Clay had an internet outage at his place, so he is rebooting his conference real quick, so he'll be joining us here very quickly. While we're getting that, if you do have any questions for Clay Henry regarding Razorback football or anything in general, shoot us a text before we get him on, and we'll see what we can do. That's 877-377-6963.
There's some gremlins in the equipment today, my guys.
One of them was my foot, though, because I actually kicked a cord out that was running the board here.
Can we have to rename your foot Stripe and not feed it after midnight?
That's
You're
right.
Not allowed to get any water on it either. Yeah, I'm not very good at the gift buying thing. I was going to ask Clay about how good he is at that.
It's
but it's
stressful
just something
sometimes.
that I get. It is stressful because you don't want to disappoint anybody. You don't want to disappoint anybody. You don't want the gift to be returned. I will say I did have. And this was during, my marriage, which everybody that's listened here knows. It's been 6 years since the divorce. I should have known. I bought her a watch once, and she acted like it was the greatest thing she had gotten. The next day, she asked if she could return it. That was not a good feeling. But then again, maybe that was my first key that I
red
really
flag.
need a little help that I needed help with gift buying. I feel like we need coaches with this, man. We need coaches with gift buying.
You know who could help us now? The publisher of Hogs Illustrated.
Oh, Clay Henry?
Clay Henry can help us with gift buying.
I'll coach you on that.
Clay, are you good at gift buying? Because I suck at this, man.
Well, I think it has to be a personal touch. You can go get anything you want, and if you add a personal touch to it, it works. And, a note, a letter, a poem, something that shows effort on your part that you can just melt them with it.
Is it fair to say that in my time, I feel like I'm good at the gift buying thing, and I know when I buy gifts for women, if it's shiny and it has that glimmer in it, that wins every time. Is that a fair?
Pretty and frilly always.
Pretty
works,
and frilly,
huh?
yes.
Well, but kind of point where that doesn't work anymore. It's like I can like something to go with a kid, like a Le Creuset, big pot. But then I write a note in there about her cooking and put it in the pot, and it's a gift. When she opens it, it just it's a nice gift, but also you got to have that touch.
You know what? That's a great idea there too. And guys, take note. Guys back in the studio, the Matt Smackdown and Matty T. This is how you have a successful marriage, not the other way around. Where my ex-wife got me an electric toothbrush for a birthday party, a birthday present. Something. You want to talk about a personal touch? Clay, that was her personal way of telling me that my breath didn't smell very good.
Well, but she could have flipped that around, saying that you have the most beautiful smile and you sparkle, and this is
good point.
Yeah,
or
so
that I
you
drink
can
too much
do
coffee
that.
and needed a little help to whiten the whiten
Well,
the
no,
teeth.
no. Don't no. It is. You have to have the Sam Pittman touch, and Sam is one of those guys that even while he's doing a critique, he's encouraging you. And it's like, I went out and watched a practice, and there was a guy that he might as well have been blocking against a pillow or something. I don't know. And he was, I'm going to encourage you, and if you don't hit the guy the next time, I'm going to encourage you to go to the showers. And it was almost kind of funny, but the guy got it, and then the next time he loaded up and hit the guy. So, but you have to build confidence, and you have to encourage, and it works so much better than the other way. And where you tear somebody down, and you think, I watched Petrino coach, and I've watched Frank Burrell's coach. Believe it or not, I'm that old. And there's ways to do it that's successful on both ways. You can belittle somebody and crush them to the point that they perform, but it really works a lot faster the other way.
I love how you put it, that you got to have the personal touch with the gifts. That's exactly, I think, when you get to the heart of why people connect with Sam Pittman so well. It's that it's not just a personal touch, but there's honesty to it as well. I want to ask you, what do you think? Does Arkansas lose anything with Sam Pittman not on the sideline and at home?
Yeah, I think you do. I think there is some emotion that will spill out because he's not there that you wouldn't get that. But there can be instantaneous things that happen on the sideline where that only the head coach really has that. And he is a really good head coach, much better than probably any of us suspected or knew, just because we didn't have anything to base that off of, nothing to go on. And I'm writing something which is my keys to victory thing, and that he told us, or at least he told me, that he thought he would be a much better head coach than he would be an offensive coordinator. And he's not a play caller, but he thought he could do things that would impact as a head coach. And it comes down to one simple word, and it's called leadership. And so you're subtracting some leadership there. Now, you've got it in Barry Odom and Kendall Briles and Scott Fountain and those guys, because they've been led and empowered to do certain things with this team. It probably it'll sail along for a little while, but you need that guy, to hold it all together. Now, the other part of it is that there are things that a head coach can do that help the coordinator. He's so involved in calling the next play and the next this that he may not notice something in a stunt or something. It's like, hey, you might think about this. And so you missed that one veteran eye on the sideline. And, I think Barry's been in the press box, and I assume he'll have to come out. I don't know. If he's the head coach, can he do that from the press box? And I haven't heard that explained yet, how that's going to work.
Got Clay Henry here with us on halftime. That was going to be one of the things I was going to ask you, like how the coaching staff is going to adjust with Barry Odom possibly coming his way down here or staying up in the top, just because when you see Sam Pittman hadn't really, as far as making play calls, he's just more there from a leadership perspective. So that's one of the questions I was going to ask you there. I was wanting to ask you this too, because I know anytime us three, when we get together and chit chat, we always bring it back to the offensive defensive line conversation, because you win and lose ball games there. You saw the Arkansas line get pretty much dominated on the defensive side of the ball by the A&M offensive line. You saw it for about maybe the first half of the Tennessee game, and then Arkansas completely flip-flopped that in the second half. In your mind, where does Florida rank amongst these past couple games that Arkansas has played as far as Florida's strength on the offensive defensive line?
They're different. They're not as massive. They're good. It's a very good offensive line. I would say, it's an upper echelon offensive line. But where Florida is really good is that Trask and his receivers are so good and so efficient and so quick in their decision making that they don't put a lot of pressure on that offensive line. They give up more sacks. There's more lost yardage plays. But on the flip side, these guys are like the LSU offense last year, that they move the ball in such big chunk plays and have so many weapons. There's on this offense, there's 7, 8, 9 guys that are NFL type players, and then they've got some receivers that we haven't seen yet that everyone talks about as being elite. They just hadn't gotten on the field because of Tony and Pitts, and and then the running backs, they're getting a lot of touches too, because they throw 2 wheel routes a game. And because those receivers are clearing things out, if you're going to double cover, the tight ends, and it's not just Pitts, they've got, their backup tight end's really good too. So, yeah, the offensive line is really good. It may not be across the board as big and massive as, say, Tennessee was almost so big to the point that they were cumbersome, that they didn't get outside much. They had to mash you inside. But, yeah, good question. And it's a good offensive line, but what they do really, and I've heard Sam talk about this forever, is like quarterbacks holding the ball too long. Trask does not hold the ball.
Yeah, that's why they never give up any sacks. It's a really efficient offense, and that's something I want to get into in the next segment, Clay, and appreciate you sticking around if you can. Hey, for those who live in Baxter County, Clay's one of them, don't forget that Baxter Regional Medical Center is back and taking care of your family again safely with safe surgeries, safe procedures, every precaution necessary throughout the pandemic to keep you safe. Now, the services might look a little bit different, but Baxter Regional continues with their commitment to high-quality, compassionate care. You can learn more about the extra precautions at baxterregional.org. You'll learn about safe scheduling, safe screeners, safe check-in, the lobbies, all hands that are inside Baxter Regional, all the exam rooms, safe belongings, and if you need it, safe telehealth visits as well. Learn more at baxterregional.org for information and to schedule your procedures. Back with Clay Henry from Hogs Illustrated after the break.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call The Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Green RV in Van Buren is having their last sale of the year. Despite COVID-19's best effort, we are still getting in new trailers in weekly, and they are marked down as soon as they hit the lot. Browse Green RV's selection of Forest River, Dutchman, Thor, and Coachman products and pick out the best fit for you. You can buy with ease knowing that your new purchase comes with free maintenance for life. Once you're ready to hibernate for the winter, bring your camper into us for deluxe winterization specials starting at just $99. Green RV will work on all makes and models, and don't forget that all their accessories are installed for free. The Green RV Center in Van Buren, your friends in the RV business.
Hertz Car Sales has been serving the River Valley for over 40 years and takes pride in offering exceptional service. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, crossover, or SUV, Hertz offers a big selection of the most popular brands. They're friendly, offer a no-pressure car shopping experience, and their vehicles are high quality and priced competitively. New inventory is arriving daily and trade-ins are always welcome. So make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard, give them a call at 783-1722, or check out their line of quality pre-owned vehicles at buyfromhertz.com.
This is Sue from the paint store, and you know those big box retailers can't compete with the experience and expert-friendly advice we give you here at the paint store in Van Buren. I've tested myself, then chosen just the right blend of Richards paints to give you the best performance. Richards Paints is a company with the same philosophy as us: top-notch coverage, extreme washability. The bonus for you is the friendly expert advice you get free with every gallon. Call 474-4505 or stop by and see us at 1414 Fayetteville Road. We'll see you soon.
Woo-woo!
Beat Up Sauce Alert. 4 new sauces just hit the menu. Listen closely for the lineup. Player 1, pizza sauce. The game day decision of pizza versus wings is now easier than ever. Player 2, lemon pepper. Yep, that's right. Now it's a sauce too. Player 3, orange sauce. Served with a fortune cookie on the side. And lastly, coming in hot, Carolina Reaper. This sauce just moved up to captain, taking over as Beat Up's new blazing sauce. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Whether you're buying your first home, building your dream home, or simply refinancing to access your home's equity, navigating the mortgage process can be intimidating. Chambers Bank is here to help you every step of the way. Family owned in Arkansas since 1930, Chambers Bank provides you with the convenience of an online mortgage application process and the confidence of knowing you'll be working with experienced local bankers. We understand the value of home ownership in the natural state because we live here too. Contact us today and let us help you with your mortgage. Chambers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 631520.
Hey, this is David Owen with Ouachita Farms. We grow hemp in Central Arkansas and process it into full-spectrum CBD products. Ouachita Farms products are affordably priced and available online or conveniently located at nearly 200 stores across the state. All Ouachita Farms CBD products are tested at C-Pill Labs in Little Rock to ensure that you will always get what you expect. Find us online today and use this code at checkout.
Ouachita Farms! Go to WouachitaFarms.com and use code WPS15 at checkout of your purchase.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Costello going to throw on second down. Has time underneath. Intercepted. That's Brooks at the 35 to midfield. He's got a chance to go to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Arkansas! Greg Brooks with a pick six, and the Hawks strike first.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Smackdown.
It'd be a surprise if something like that happens Saturday at the Swamp, Florida Field, Ben Hill Griffith Stadium. They've got like 4 different names for the football field at the University of Florida. And
Steve Spurrier Field.
Steve Spurrier Field. That's exactly right. Clay Henry still joining us here for this last hour. I've run the steps at Florida Field. In fact, I hurt my knee because it's so damn steep on the way up. To be honest here, Clay, I mean, I don't really think that the Swamp is that special of a place when you look at just how nice of a building that it is. You can compare it to Jordan Hare or Bryant-Denny or I think even Davis Wade Stadium. I wouldn't put it up there with them, but the atmosphere there is almost second to none, and they're not going to have anything like that this weekend. Longest road trip for Arkansas as well this year, so. And walking into a hornet's nest of a team that just is efficient. I think if you were to use one word to describe the Florida offense, don't you think efficient is the right word?
Yeah, Juggernaut's another one.
Yeah, that would work. That would work for a team that's averaging 42 points a game.
Yeah, that stadium, when you got the ball, you want to take your time. You don't want to give it back to them too quickly. But that stadium, what it is it's kind of a, it's got an upper deck, but it's not that noticeable an upper deck. But what it does is all the seats are really close on top of you. And then what I've always thought was the magic of the place was that when you play there, it is intensely humid, and it is just stifling. And if you're not in that environment, or I would say atmospheric conditions, on a routine basis, it will just sap you. You would just be drained. And Arkansas really catches a break. Now, it's going to be humid. You've got a tropical storm rolling through there, but at game time, it's going to be 75 degrees. So it isn't going to be that intense humidity. An 88-degree day there in sunshine can just suck it, the moisture right out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No kidding.
and you can say, oh, it's really humid and it's going to be taxing, and you think, well, yeah, right. And then you go play in it, and you think after a quarter you're just spent. And I've seen that happen to Arkansas teams there. Won't be the problem this trip.
Right, not this time around. Let's see which direction to go with this in here. Let's go with the Felipe Franks angle. I've got a cousin who grew up in Gainesville, huge Gators fan. We were texting about the game yesterday, and he referred to Felipe Franks as Franks and Beans, and I think he did that a little bit jokingly and a little bit in not necessarily a nasty way, but that sort of to me like delivers the perception of Felipe Franks to Florida fans. And it's a much different perception than what Arkansas fans have of Franks after this first half of the season.
Yeah, so what you have to kind of recognize with Franks in Florida is the difference in weapons, in complementary parts that Trask has compared to what Franks had. Now remember, Franks was there during the transition between McElwain and Mullen, and they were depleted during that time, and they weren't winning. And then they've built up their arsenal, and Felipe didn't really get to benefit from that. So when you have a quarterback that their offensive line is undermanned and you don't have receivers, you go back to Arkansas the last 2 years, the quarterbacks just didn't have a chance. And they were blamed for everything, and it's like there ain't anybody open. And when there is, it might have been the third option, and you saw it, and the quarterback hadn't got there yet. All at once, he's overcome with the rush, and you think, well, if he would have just thrown it to that guy, well, that wasn't the number one option, and he didn't get there before he got sacked. So, I think Florida's fans, their perception of what Franks was or is, and you also have to remember now he's a senior. He's been through a lot more. He sees things quicker. Well, I tell you what, he might break their heart Saturday, and he's going to have to get some help from the defense and special teams. But this is not a game that is just going to be a rollover, in my opinion. I look at that 17.5 point spread, in the betting line, and that is a little bit much. And now you go in there and you throw a pick six, and all once Florida gets rolling, well, it's different. But he hadn't thrown many, interceptable balls. Now he's been careless with the football running a couple of times, and that's what he has to be careful for.
Clay, I think when you look at this ballgame, and this team, it seems like they've always played with a chip on their shoulder. They always have the motivation factor, and they don't quit for anything. Then you add in all the news of this week with Sam Pittman not being there, Felipe Franks returning to Florida, Barry Odom getting his shot at being the interim head coach. It just seems like Arkansas, at this point, in my opinion, it seems like they're playing with house money this week. And I expect a laser-focused Felipe Franks, and I'm just kind of curious from your standpoint, and I think you'll agree with me, Arkansas is going to be coming out. They're going to be focused and guns blazing, ready to rock and roll this Saturday, I think.
Yeah, that's one way that could happen. There isn't any doubt. And you just have to remember Florida's really good.
Absolutely.
And the other part that we just don't know is if Sam's got COVID, when does the other shoe fall? I mean, it's like it's not something that just sticks with one person. And it is just, I'm sure they're just going through each of these COVID tests, like what's next? What's next? And I mean, they didn't have Dalton Wagner last week. I'm sorry, they didn't have Noah Gatlin. Dalton Wagner played, and he did pretty well. But there's a reason why Gatlin's the starter on most games and Wagner's not. So you just don't know where they're going to get hit by COVID, and it could be a test that comes back Friday morning. And it's that can, we just don't know what's going to happen until we watch the game unfold. And every week, guys, I get my binoculars out and I go through and I take the depth chart. I don't, some of the guys do the complete roster. I just try to do like 22 guys on offense, 22 guys on defense, and leave it at that. And, it's all the quarterbacks here, all the offense starting out, you just go through the starting list. Until I see that, you really don't know what you're dealing with as far as how many weapons you've got and can you play with Florida. And they're doing the same thing. That's not just Arkansas. It's just such a weird time. I mean, there's not many games this week. There's not. Yeah. They keep postponing them, and I assume we're far enough along that we're not going to, get hit with the postponement. But it's like, hey, I have not made any plane reservations this year. I've driven to all the games because I know that it could be Friday morning, and I'm got my truck gassed up and I'm ready to go and my bag's packed and there's no game. I mean, it's just we just don't know, and it's we may be all watching the Masters, Saturday and Sunday. No football.
Real quick, you bring up the Masters. Who's the favorite this weekend in your mind in the Masters?
Oh, it's DeChambeau. I mean, it's the advantage that he has now on that course and everybody says it's because of his length. I think it's that, but I think he's as good a putter. He's gone with that arm lock putting style, and he makes everything. And he's the best putter in the game right now from 10 to 20 feet. That 15-footer, he makes more than anybody else, and he's figured that out. And they can change the length of the club, the balls, or whatever, but putting is the game at Augusta National. It always has been.
Clay, we're up against the break here. It is a 1,000-mile drive to Gainesville, so you might want to get started now.
I'm going to spend the night with my brother Friday night in Tuscaloosa. So
okay,
it's like everything I do in segments. Don't try to do it all at once.
Well, be safe.
Say hi to Dreamland for us. That's Clay
Henry
from
we'll
Hogs
do
Illustrated.
That. Yep.
Absolutely.
Right.
Bring some back, please.
Thanks,
877-377-6963. Box score crumple after the break.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there is a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Wave Rural Connect has open ordering for our zone covering parts of Pecola, Fort Coffee, and Spiro. Get amazingly fast internet starting at $49.95 a month, TV starting at $32.95, and fiber phone at $29.95. Sign up is underway. Call 1-833-4WAVE-RC or check online at signup.waveruralconnect.com and find out too about how you could win a free year of internet. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7. RandallFord.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
Fitness will always be about keeping a routine. And the best routines in life will always make time for enjoying yourself. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Clearing the skies tonight. It's going to be much colder with overnight lows mid-30s north, upper 40s south. We're looking at sunny skies for Wednesday. Our high in the low 60s north, upper 60s south, and we should be closer to 70 on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by OG&E Weatherization Program for Arkansas customers with homes at least 10 years old. Call 1-800-272-9741 for details or log on to OGE.com.
It's fast. It's exciting.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is halftime, coming at you from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3.
These guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
All right, you got your box score SmackDown? I got mine.
I think Ty ripped up the box score a little bit early this week.
What did he rip it up on Tuesday? You're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be halfway between last game and the upcoming game.
Well, Ty doesn't give a crap about our show anymore. He's all about the morning rush now.
Nor should he. No, I understand. That's how it works.
The show's gotten prettier since Ty's left the show. I mean, you upgraded Ty, and then you got a double sexy Matt package of Matty T and Matt Jenkins.
Just based upon the bass in your voice and that alone. And the fact that you can tear the box score into about 50 different pieces. Ty could just crumple it up. So here it is. We're getting past Arkansas's win over Tennessee. And I feel like we've already focused our energies on the Florida game anyway, so this feels more symbolic than anything else. But here you go.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Sound good?
Sounded great. You two did a lot better than me. Kobe!
ASMR portion of the week. All right, so we're moving on. Arkansas, Florida. One thing we didn't get a chance to get to with Clay, and he pointed this out off the air with us. You know, if you're wondering about Kyle Pitts, this is not the only option for this Florida team at all. In fact, he doesn't lead them in receptions. He just leads them in touchdown catches and reception yards. Also has their longest play this year from scrimmage. But Kadarius Toney has caught 29 balls for an average of 11.7 yards and 6 touchdowns. They have 4 players, including Kyle Pitts, with multiple touchdowns. And one of the other things, so, I mean, 6 of Pitts' 8 touchdowns have come within the red zone, 3 from inside the 5. But Clay seems pretty positive that Kamor Gamble, who did step into the void left by Pitts after his injury from the big hit on Saturday, just stepped right in there, and he caught himself a 24-yard touchdown. So
I don't think it's necessarily overlooking Kyle Pitts. I think it's just, and I thought Clay's analogy was a good one. Like Kyle Pitts is to what Hunter Henry was to Arkansas.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got great players, obviously. I mean, they're Florida. They're nationally ranked and everything about them. And losing him is going to hurt. But, I mean, you're going to be fine either way. And I don't think it's necessarily that we're looking over Kadarius Toney and any of the backup tight ends that they have. That's just how good and crucial Kyle Pitts is to that football team.
He's a matchup nightmare.
Exactly.
And will continue to be at the next level, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're talking about there. And one of the funny things, too, is like Clay says, you know, if you lost Cheyenne O'Grady last year, who else can be your pass-catching tight end? Little did you realize that Blake Kern could catch some passes, too.
Blake Kern got some hands on him, boy.
Staff knew that. He does. Big body, gets open. It's not like he's the fastest guy in the world, but
he's got enough speed.
Hey, looks like he could be a pretty decent, productive tight end. The other thing about Florida that does get me, and their defense gets overlooked, too. But they've sacked opposing quarterbacks more than any other team in the SEC. 15 sacks, an average of 3 per game, and they give up an average of 1 per game. So that's a pretty stellar ratio of sacks taken to sacks for. And they have 12 different players with at least half a sack. So they get pressure from a lot of different areas here. And I kind of wonder, too, if some of the pressure comes from getting ahead of opponents and then, you know, knowing that the opponent has to throw the ball in order to come from behind, and so you can, quote, pin your ears back and go after the quarterback. They've got a really good defensive end in Brenton Cox that leads them with 4 sacks.
Yeah.
He lines up on the left side of the defensive line, so that's going to be Myron Cunningham's main issue is focusing on stopping Brenton Cox from getting to Felipe Franks. And also, too, like if and that's another aspect Clay talked about here, that Franks could be a little bit dangerous the way he holds the ball when he runs. I think I'd be a little bit – I'm thinking more about when he gets hit in the pocket, because I think that's going to happen. This Florida team will go for the ball, when they get to him, and he's going to have to be able to tuck it and not try to do too much, when it's obvious you're about to get hit and about to get sacked if nobody's open. All right, 877-377-6963. We had hung up on one of our outstanding listeners, unfortunately, here. Just more proof that we've got gremlins in the system today. But he's back, and it's Cody. Hey, Cody, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I was sitting here at the desk at the house on the computer, and I saw you. It goes silent real quick, and then I saw your guys' faces. SmackDown was priceless, though. He was like, "Oh God, what's going on?" It's hilarious.
Well, like Phil, we've had gremlins running through the whole studio today, so
we do.
You never know what a radio.
Oh, we do.
You also never know what a radio host is going to say when he thinks he's off the air and thinks he should be on the air. You never know what he might say. It's a good thing we actually kept it G-rated.
Right. Hey, and this is real quick, and this is kind of off color, but it's funny. I remember I'm like 14 years old. There used to be a sports anchor. His name's like Derek Burleson or something for 4029. And he was live on location, for Friday Night Frenzy or something for high school sports. And he doesn't think he's on camera. They are live, and then all of a sudden it goes black. But then it comes back on, and he drops a couple bombs, and they come back on. They're like, "Oh, Derek Burleson sincerely apologizes for the things that were communicated."
See, that's that's where the problem of what we do, because yes, we're a radio show, but we've also got these cameras sitting in front of our faces, so we can make all the facial reactions we want if we were at other studios.
Yeah, that's the thing about having the radio filter, is that you usually just tune it to whenever you have commercial breaks. You can say whatever you want, but when your commercial breaks go over the Ethernet and the internet and everything, you got to be mindful of that. Cody, I will say, and I don't remember the name of the 4029 sports anchor that you just brought up there. That's happened to me before. I have accidentally and inadvertently dropped an F-bomb on a Travelers radio broadcast. I guess that would have been, 12, 13 years ago?
Story time?
I didn't think I was on the air. No, we don't need to get into it now. Cody didn't call to talk about inadvertent F-bombs. But I'll open up the storybook at some point.
SmackDown and Matty T could probably find that clip, as talented as they are, I would imagine.
I bet we could. We can do our digging and find that. That would be fantastic.
That would be great. Hey,
that one
the Dumas of the week.
Yes.
There you go.
That one disappeared. That one disappeared up into space. It's currently being listened to by some alien on Jupiter.
Yeah. Hey, real quick though, Phil. I just wanted to drop in this one thing. I heard you say something that I really agreed with. As far as the quarterbacks that have been most successful against us, Mond, and then that's a little bit Bo Nix. But those quarterbacks that really moved the ball on us and gave us trouble, we never got any pressure on them, especially Georgia's quarterback. Maybe you just kind of sell out. Maybe you're going to give up some plays. I don't know. But maybe you get a few sacks in the game, 3 or 4. Maybe one of them's a fumble. Maybe he throws a pick, something. But I'm with you guys. You can't sit back this game and let Trask pick you apart. He's got like 5 or 6 different weapons that are home run hitters. I mean, you're going to have to blitz, and you have to effectively blitz. You can't just let them have all day again. They'll pick you apart. Honestly, I'm a huge Razorback fan. I'm probably one of the biggest Hog fans in Arkansas, but I just don't see it this game. I think we cover. I think we can definitely cover, but I think it's one of those games that might be real close, or they blow us out at the beginning and we make it respectable, but I think it might be close or something. I think Felipe tries to make a play, do something where he forces it and get the pick, and they end up going up 2 touchdowns, and it stays that way. But we got our hands full with this one. Sometimes teams are just better than you, and I think this is going to be one of those cases. Am I going to be screaming at the TV, and am I going to give up my hope? Heck no. But I think we're going to have to blitz. I don't think you can sit back and let those teams be like we did with Georgia, Auburn, Texas A&M. You got to get some pressure on the quarterback, and we have not shown that. But anyway,
Cody, I'm going to cut you off right there because we're coming up against the break, and just to elaborate on your point a little bit. Now, you talk about these two other quarterbacks, and Mond and Nix. I feel Kyle Trask is different from that in that he is not somebody that necessarily escapes the rush the same way. Those are more mobile quarterbacks, and, hey, Nix is better running the ball than throwing it. Kyle Trask is totally the other way around. And remember, Barry Odom tried to design – he called all sorts of blitzes against Texas A&M. Nothing worked. They never got to Kellen Mond. It wasn't a matter of pressure was there and he would get rid of the ball. They could never get to him. I wonder if you end up dealing with the same thing, trying the same plan against Florida. Now, I don't know. You drop 8 against a team that you know is going to throw it. This is a team that's pretty good in coverage, but hey, I know you want to try to generate a pass rush. I just don't know if you can because there has been virtually no pass rush on the Florida Gators all year long. Hey, get a hold of the Fence Man if you need a fence that gives your business more security or more curb appeal. 479-782-3936 is the number. Fence Man will come for a quick, no-obligations quote, and nobody knows any better than the Fence Man for custom installations. They've been doing it for 40 years. 479-782-3936. Fence Man, a division of Quantum Property Service.
I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Frankfurt Furniture Super Black Friday Blowout Sale. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thanksgiving Day. 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday the 27th. And 6:30 to 5:30 p.m. Saturday the 28th. For example, Catnapper Reclining Sofa and Love, regular $22.50, on sale, finance price $18.22, cash price $16.70. Store-wide sale. All furniture, bedroom furniture, and mattresses on sale. 3 days only at Frankfurt Furniture. Super Black Friday sale. Best seats in the house.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Frankfurt Furniture Super Black Friday Blowout Sale. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thanksgiving Day. 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday the 27th. And 6:30 to 5:30 p.m. Saturday the 28th. For example, Catnapper Reclining Sofa and Love, regular $22.50, on sale, finance price $18.22, cash price $16.70. Store-wide sale. All furniture, bedroom furniture, and mattresses on sale. 3 days only at Frank Roll Furniture. Super Black Friday sale. Best seats in the house.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Frank's going to dump it at the goal line. Complete. Touchdown, Arkansas. Touchdown, Traylon Smith.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
What's going on in there, SmackDown? You say something's driving you nuts.
Well,
Matty T poking you?
He knows better than to poke me. He went and got his lunch, and he went to what's this place called? Clean Cook?
They're not a sponsor, but
we're not okay. No plug.
But they're a good place.
They're a good place to go eat here in Fort Smith. But
we only do plugs for Mexican pizza-less restaurants.
Oh, okay, it's clean cooking. Yeah,
go for it.
But he brought it. It's barbecue. It's pulled pork, frozen everything. Like it's a good healthy lunch for him. But it smells.
It's very fragrant.
It's very fragrant. We'll put it like that. Imagine the feeling that
could be good and bad, by the way.
Oh no, it's a good fragrance. Imagine the way you felt when me and Maddie, when Boss Man brought us in Art's barbecue ribs a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I didn't smell it. All I could smell was the chicken plants outside here near Springdale. That's all.
So yeah, he's got lunch, and he purposely sat it like right over here right over here next to me, and you can't see this on the video stream. But yeah, so it smells absolutely delectable. So if I lose focus for a second, it's because I'm either eating his lunch or I'm stealing his lunch. One of the two.
Oh man, that's a brave thing to do, Matty T. To wave meat in front of a very hungry,
fat guy,
large gentleman.
Yes,
that very brave thing, or stupid. I'm not sure which one.
Maybe a little bit.
Braveness and stupidity are the same thing, aren't they?
Sometimes? Of course they are.
Major League Baseball has some awards that they're giving out. They gave out didn't give it out. They announced the awards. There's a difference between the two. The Rookie of the Year award came out a couple of days ago. Devin Williams, pitcher for the Brewers. Kyle Lewis, outfielder for the Mariners. Congrats to the folks there with the Arkansas Travelers. Lewis is a former Traveler, so I think it'd been a while since a former Traveler had won a Rookie of the Year award. That's great. Never means you're going to have a great career, but at least you had a good first season, irregular season as we were calling it. The Cy Young Awards will be announced later today. I find it interesting, and really more than anything, just interesting, that of the 6 finalists, 3 in each league, 3 of these finalists are from Asia. Kenta Maeda of the Twins, I believe Maeda is Japanese. Yun Jin Ryu of the Blue Jays.
What?
Korean.
Can we say that?
Hyun Jin Ryu.
Very good. Okay. All right. Good. Okay.
This is the second year in a row he's a finalist, by the way. And then Yu Darvish for the Chicago Cubs. He also is from. He's got really interesting background. He is Iranian Japanese. That is a very interesting combination. So the other finalists, the American League, Shane Bieber. This is the guy who's going to win. I mean, he won the pitching Triple Crown this year with 8 wins, 122 strikeouts, and a 1.63 ERA. Still, he got lit up in the playoffs. Remember, I think it was the Yankees lit him up in the playoffs. That's why it's like. These regular season awards are great. They are, and then these are achievements that mean something, and these athletes take it to the grave with them as they should. But like, look at the Manager of the Year awards that's announced. That was yesterday. Don Mattingly of the Marlins, and Mattingly, of course. I mean, nobody expected the Marlins to be a playoff team and to be as good as they were this year, especially dealing with the COVID outbreak that occurred so early in the irregular season. But I think once they got to the playoffs, nobody really expected much from the Marlins. So it's not that their exit from the playoffs against the Braves, as disappointing as it is, it doesn't put a chink in the award for Mattingly. Kevin Cash of the Tampa Bay Rays, Cash wins the American League Manager of the Year award, and should. I think anytime a Tampa Bay Rays team wins the East, when you're dealing with the money of the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Orioles even were improved and the Blue Jays are good, you deserve that. But then again, nobody will remember that Kevin Cash won this Manager of the Year award. They're always going to remember the decision to take out Blake Snell in Game 6 of the World Series after 2 times through the batting order. And even when he's doing a press conference about his award, the questions keep a-coming about what do you think about that decision? Do you regret it now? And all these things. It's just, so in that case, as of now, all anybody would want to talk about with Cash is that decision to take out Snell, and I guess for good reason. So, and you'll have your MVP awards coming out in a couple of days, and then baseball pretty much goes dark for a while. Like, this is going to be a quiet offseason, very quiet offseason.
Have they made any adjustments or announcements of when they're going to start the 2021 season? Or is that,
no, I think
pretty much
as of right now, they're just looking at it like all systems would be a go theoretically for spring training in February. But what the players union and the ownership have to do right now, because there's 1 year left on their contract, on the labor agreement, they need to figure this out now, right now, for the 2022 season. Otherwise, I think you may be looking at a lockout, because this pandemic is going to continue into the upcoming baseball season. And that's what they're going to need to be focusing their energies on. Not, once you get into the new year, once you get closer to spring training, they've got to figure out what contingencies there will be if baseball has to shut down, or just how you're going to try to operate. They did just a 60-game season through the pandemic. How are you going to do 162 games with cross-country travel? Like, they might have to figure out other ways to limit exposure, and maybe you do geographical divisions that just don't play outside the division again. I don't know. But that's my point. They're going to have to figure that out. And I don't see that you can figure all that stuff out at the same time that you're arguing and deliberating and negotiating some incredibly complex situations that deal with the labor agreement for 2022 and beyond.
Right.
So, I mean, if you thought last year you had a very quiet offseason for free agents, it's going to be even quieter. Baseball lost a lot of money. And the owner, whether or not ownership really did lose money, because they can hide their profits, they will be able to cry, money losing. And therefore, and this is the same in the NFL. I think it's the same in all the professional sports, where we have seen historically the contracts, the money, the salaries for professional athletes skyrocket year in, year out, every single year. That's stopping right now. It might happen again in a couple of years, but teams are going to not be ready to just throw money around. And I know this billionaire Stephen Cohen that bought the New York Mets says, and he had his press conference yesterday, he says, we're here not to compete with the Yankees, we're here to win world championships. He says that he doesn't care about losing money if he can spend money on free agents and build a winner in New York. He wants to win championships for the New York Mets. I really wonder how many other ownerships are truly looking at it from that perspective. And then again, hey, the last time Mets ownership wanted to throw money around, it didn't work very well for them.
Yeah.
Did not work very well for them. The Rays don't throw money around. They almost won the World Series. The Dodgers do throw money around. They did win the World Series. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
We're going to have some fun later on this week. We'll make our halftime game day picks. We mentioned it with Clay. You got the Masters starting off this coming Thursday, and obviously a lot of that's probably might be changing as far as times and everything, because the Saturday day of the Masters is going to be paired up with the Alabama LSU game to go right into that, so we'll see if that changes anything with there. But did you guys see on Twitter the guy that skipped the golf ball across the.
I had to watch it a few times because I thought it had to be CGI.
That's what I thought. And I can't remember call the guy's name. If you know, text it in real quick, just without me having to look it up real fast. But
so he skipped the golf ball as if it was a flat rock.
Yes, he hits it and then skips across the water and then does like then does a roll around and goes hole in one.
It's quite impressive. I think it was on.
It's the craziest shot I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. But yeah, you got the Masters this weekend. You've got obviously all the games going on here. We're gonna have a lot of fun this coming Friday as far as games to pick, even if it's not a full slate of SEC
usually
games.
You would be picking a bunch of SEC games. You're going to have to just do some searching, my man.
So this
Real
could
searching,
be
because what were there? There's like 8 postponements this weekend across the country.
So we've griped all this time about like what's it going to be like who's going to make the first comeback. This could be the week where like Matty T surges in the lead, I surge to dead last place.
Come back, schmumback. I just can tell you one thing you need to do is to be watching football at B-Dubs.
Yeah, you need to head to Buffalo Wild Wings this week to watch Razorbacks versus Florida. You name it, they've got it at Buffalo Wild Wings. The orange sauce, Carolina Reaper, pizza sauce, lemon pepper, you name it. The guys and gals at Buffalo Wild Wings will have you covered for you and your families tomorrow, Boneless Thursday. So make you a trip down to Buffalo Wild Wings. You can find locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and in Conway. When we come back, the king of college football talk, Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio. He's going to join us for a conversation coming up next on Time.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
Art's Barbecue and Burgers has several new items they've added to the menu. Stop by Art's and try something new, like the El Diablo Burger, a spicy pork patty with grilled jalapenos, hot barbecue sauce, and pepper jack cheese on Texas toast, or the all-new smoked Philly beef sandwich, or the patty melt, and backed by popular demand, the 14-ounce smoked ribeye. Plus, Art's can handle all your game day home gating or tailgating menus. Try something new at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue next to Aaron's in Fort Smith.
Green RV in Van Buren is having their last sale of the year. Despite COVID-19's best effort, we are still getting in new trailers in weekly, and they are marked down as soon as they hit the lot. Browse Green RV's selection of Forest River, Dutchman, Thor, and Coachman products and pick out the best fit for you. You can buy with ease knowing that your new purchase comes with free maintenance for life. Once you're ready to hibernate for the winter, bring your camper into us for deluxe winterization specials starting at just $99. Green RV will work on all makes and models, and don't forget that all their accessories are installed for free. The Breeden RV Center in Van Buren, your friends in the RV business.
Make a hot spring spa part of your day-to-day routine and discover what it means to get more out of your day. Hi, Tommy Kraft here from my good friends at Burton Pools and Spas, your local hot spring spa dealer. They have the largest selection for you to choose from. Hey, Hot Spring Spas are the #1 spa brand. They'll help you reduce stress, ease muscle pain, and ultimately get a better night's sleep that'll make you feel better. Hey, some models are now available with salt water, so it's easier than ever to take care of. Invest in yourself this year. Get more out of your day with a hot spring spa from Burton Pools and Spas. Hey, see them for yourself on their showroom floor. There's 28 different models to choose from. So stop in today at Burton Pools and Spas. They're in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and you can look anytime online at burtonpools.com. Hot Spring Spas at Burton Pools and Spas. They are your source for backyard fun.
Stop in today at Randall Ford, where you'll find over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. We have what you want at the price that will fit your budget. We have 35 certified pre-owns. We even have over 25 vehicles under $10,000 and no payment for 90 days. All used vehicles go through a 115-point safety inspection. Plus, we will deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. Home of the lowest price guarantee.
you could win a year of free internet from Wave Rural Connect. Here's how it works. If you sign up and are contracted between October 1st and December 31st, 2020, you have a chance to win 1 year of internet based on the internet speed you signed up for. That's it. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-833-4WAVE-RC or go online waveruralconnect.com to get details and sign up. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing. Who in this party's off the hook?
Keep winning with the latest download of the Halftime Podcast presented by Jeff's Clubhouse. And keep up with everything happening in Razorback Land at hitthatline.com. It'll make you feel good.
I feel fantastic!
Like goat good.
I'm gonna prove I'm the greatest. We're gonna prove to the world I'm the greatest.
Of course he's the GOAT. May not be the boat. The best of all time.
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
I'm going to eat some raw meat and I'm going to train. I'm gonna get ready and chop some more trees.
Greatest coach in the history of college football. He is the GOAT, clearly.
There's no one can stop me. I'm the best ever.
Today, I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
No shame in Bill King's game either. He is the king of college football talk, host on Nashville Sports Radio 6 to 9. Always good to give us some of his time on a Wednesday. Bill, always appreciate your time. How are you?
Hey, guys. Appreciate it.
We're bummed out, man. There's more postponements for SEC football than there are games to be played this weekend. And to be honest, like when we looked at the schedule at the start of the week, I thought Arkansas, Florida would be the best game. You know, not by brand names necessarily, but now there's no doubt about it. Should we be nervous about the upcoming few weeks for SEC football based upon what's happened in the last couple of days?
Yeah, kind of interesting here in the SEC all at once. It's also interesting. What, about 2 weeks after Halloween? Must have been a whole lot of good parties on these campuses. which guys, I'm going to say it again. If I happen to be a student, I would have been at those parties too. Don't want to be a hypocrite. I would have been there. I would not have listened to the so-called experts. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I assume we're going to play most of our games. One thing that they've done, apparently the ADs have met with the conference, and they're going to also allow December 19th, the day of the SEC title game, for teams to also have another date there to make games up if need be. So that's a good idea.
Right. That might not do much for the Alabama LSU game because Alabama theoretically should be playing in the SEC championship game, so they won't play LSU that day. And honestly, when you look at what could have happened, well, I mean, LSU should be thinking they're lucky stars that they might not have to play against Alabama because, to be honest, that could have ended up being one of the uglier games in LSU history. Don't you agree?
Yeah. I mean, LSU has imploded on every level. This football team, and there's talent there, but no, it would have been real ugly. And like I was just saying, we get down to the end, Alabama is going to be what? If they play all the other games, they'll be 9-0. They're not going to beat it. So that might not get played.
You know, I know it's in a different league, but maybe everybody knew LSU would take a step back, didn't realize how bad things would be this year. You know what really shocks me, though, is to look at the Big Ten and to see Penn State and Michigan with a combined 1-5 record. And right now, I can't believe I'm saying this, the second best team in the Big Ten are the Indiana Hoosiers? I mean, that's like as 2020 as it gets, Bill.
Yeah. Indiana's a good-looking ball club, and Michael Penix, their quarterback, is a Tampa, Florida kid that locals really didn't want. They wanted him to maybe be a DB or something. He was committed to Tennessee. Tennessee dropped him. Of course, you've seen Tennessee's situation at quarterback up close. Not good. Yeah. So, yeah, interesting.
What do you think about Arkansas versus Florida? I'm seeing Florida is an extremely efficient offense. They're much more than just Kyle Pitts. He might play, he might not play. I'm not really sure if it matters very much. But what could you say? Like, all right, put it this way. I don't know if this is a team you can blitz very well. They've only allowed 5 sacks all year. Trask gets rid of the ball better than almost anybody else. Barry Odom tried to dial up blitz after blitz against Texas A&M. It didn't work. I wonder if that might be the same situation if you try to blitz Florida on Saturday.
Yeah, look, first of all, I think from game one, Arkansas is the surprise team, so all the compliments there. But Florida offensively is playing so well. And, you know, they really turned it down a notch the second half. I thought they may try and score 50 or 60 in that thing the way they were going. And I don't know if there's a better decision maker at quarterback than Trask. Does he have Trevor Lawrence's ability or Fields or no, but he's moving up now. The scouts are really liking him more and more and more. But he makes very few mistakes. They have a lot of other weapons. Probably the next best weapon is Kadarius Toney. There's an Alabama kid they've been waiting on a few years to explode. He's finally doing it. They're playing running back by committee. They're all about the same. They're all very good. And they have other playmakers developing too. So now they're still a liability on defense a bit, but they're playing a little bit better there.
Speaking to Bill King here with us on halftime. Bill, what do you expect from Felipe Franks heading into this Saturday? I mean, he's been playing really well up to this point. He's really settled into his zone. He hasn't thrown any errant passes, and he's really just been a very consistent piece when Arkansas needed it most. What do you expect out of Felipe heading into this Saturday as he returns to Florida?
Yeah, you may think, okay, well, probably pretty emotional, but this kid's been around a long time. Now, he's played in a lot of arenas, a lot of different settings, 2 different teams. He's mature. I think he'll be well under control, and I think he'll play about the way he's been playing. He'll be solid in this ballgame. I don't think he'll do anything crazy to get them beat, and I think he'll have a solid ballgame. Got to remember, again, this Florida defense is not chock full of tons of Florida-level talent. It's kind of an average, at times, defense, maybe at best. So there are things that Arkansas should be able to get done against this Florida D.
You're talking about the Florida offense. Let's just bring this up. We've talked a lot this week about Kyle Pitts, and particularly kind of drawing the comparison for what Wiedemeyer did with Texas A&M when Arkansas faced him. And he just torched the middle part of that Arkansas defense just based off of his size and ability to go up and get the ball. And Kyle Pitts is a different type of baller in the college football realm. But with the injury for him, and possibly last we were told he's being questionable for this game. Let's just assume that he's out for this ball game. Does that change your opinion on how this game could go? Does that give Arkansas a little bit more of an edge defensively trying to slow down this offense, or is it next man up for Florida?
No, I think it's next man up, but it might make the game somewhat closer. I don't think it's going to matter as far as who wins and loses. But he's as you mentioned, he is such a ridiculous matchup. He's 6'6". He can run away from you. In basketball terms, he's always going to get the rebound. You have no chance there. And if you're just tiny, he'll just stiff arm you. It doesn't matter. Any way you want to die, he can make it happen, right? So that's a loss there. But they really distributed the ball pretty well in that Georgia game to players that weren't necessarily big names. And I think Dan Mullen right now, that offense, Brian Johnson, et cetera, they got a hot hand right now. They really do. I don't think they slow down too much.
When you look at the scheduling, that's what's been happening across with postponements and different things like that. What do you have you heard anything, or what do you think they'll do with the Alabama LSU game? Because obviously that's one of the biggest marquee matchups that the SEC offers every year, and I don't see a reason why they would just not play the game. I think it's just too much. There's too much there, even though I think we all know the outcome of the game. Have you heard anything, or what do you think they're going to end up doing with that ball game since LSU already is playing in that extra week of play?
I don't know what you do. because you're right, Florida, LSU plays the 12th. And that was the day that everybody had the one makeup opportunity. And I don't – and here's the other item. If you're Nick Saban, you don't need the game. And it gives you another week to freshen up there. I just don't have any answers as to what you would do without some serious schedule manipulation, and I don't know if that's doable.
I don't think it is. I think that they don't have enough weeks to pull it off. Even
right.
Adding in the December 19th doesn't do anything for Alabama LSU, and it's just LSU should just be thankful that they're not going to have to play against them. One last question here, Bill, and I feel like we probably broached this with you in the summertime, but now that it's come into fruition, it's worth asking this question again. Is there another team in the country that you can point to that would have a better situation for an interim head coach if their head coach gets the virus, like what's happened with Sam Pittman? Barry Odom steps right in, and it almost, to me, feels a little bit like the next man up thing here, because these two guys have worked so well together this year. I wonder if they, finish each other's sentences. You know what I mean?
Well, Sark was the interim for about a 2-3 day period until Nick started passing all those tests, right? So that was a pretty good one. No, you're right. It's a very smooth transition from head coach to head coach. And guys that are similar, I think, philosophically, obviously. And, that should not be any kind of item. And just I'm sure you guys have talked about it, but again, the rules state 90 minutes before the game, when the refs take jurisdiction, the head coach can't be involved anymore until the game's called. From a Zoom point of view, or a texting, or a carrier pigeon, or whatever it might be, it'll be smooth. Yeah, that's no worries at all, guys.
Or tomato cans. Hey,
Yep.
you don't need to react to this, but I think you'll get a kick out of this. As I'll let you go here. Greg Sankey is speaking to media members. I think they asked the exact same question about how you deal with this scheduling situation. And according to Sankey, quote, "There are scheduling suggestions on Twitter. I don't run the league on Twitter," unquote. That's awesome.
Pretty good.
It's a fact, too. Bill, thanks for your time. Appreciate
Thanks,
you,
Bill. Guys.
Oh, boy. That's so true. I feel like SEC officiating Twitter feed ought to retweet that over and over and over and over again.
That's fantastic. I appreciate him being honest about that.
Should have some action tonight, SmackDown. Maybe Joe's Grilling Canteen, a good place to watch some Mid-American Conference football.
The MAC back in action, and they'll have it definitely on all the TVs at Joe's Grilling Cantina. Make sure you head out there, though. You can watch football there tonight. You can watch it there Thursday night, Friday nights. Anytime there's football, Joe's Grilling Cantina will have you covered. Maddie T, it's half-price apps and taps today at Joe's Grilling Cantina after 5 o'clock p.m.
That's right. That means you could get the brisket nachos for under $5.
Are you going to bring that and punish me more with it?
I
with
should,
the smell of, you really should. You can find Joe's Grill Canteen at 3400 South 74th Street in Fort Smith, across from Harps. You can place your orders to go online at 479-478-9600. Change My Mind, coming up next.
Is your Arkansas home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, their crews will install measures that can include attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, advanced power strips, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, and much more. The services provided through this program are at no cost to you for qualifying homes. If you or someone you know could benefit from home weatherization improvements, call OG&E today at 800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
The biggest discounts ever during the Black Friday sales event at Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford. 2019 Ford F-150 regular cab, the lowest price ever, only $19,999. 2019 Ford Escape slashed to $23,750, and the 2019 Ford F-150 four-wheel drive Super Cab, only $29,999. The biggest discounts ever during the Black Friday sales event at Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
When you want a beer, you go to a bar. When you want top-shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars in an atmosphere befitting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items, including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites. Dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
Ask Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith or Jim Malum in Charleston about Shelter's home insurance.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about. A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Oh my gourd, folks. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. This month, I want to say thanks. So I'm on a mission to make car buying easy as pie and help you snag a sweet deal on one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. This month, you could drive a nicer, newer car and save up to $4,150. That's a lot of dough. So if your old ride is flaky, crusty, burnt, or rusty, don't let it squash your happiness. Trade it for a nicer, newer car now, even if you still owe money, and save up to $4,150. Plus, my For the People approval process makes financing your nicer, newer car easy as pie. Keeping the car you have? Get it ready for winter in our Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Deals this delicious won't last long, so visit us today at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
Franks is in the gun, gets the snap. He's going to throw a slant. Woods in the end zone, complete, touchdown Arkansas.
The Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, the Hog Talk Podcast. Fantasy Football Sunday and Primetime Preps, all available on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just type Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Our podcasts are on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, hitthatline.com, Anchor, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Google Play.
Hey, you got Sam Pittman live tonight from the Catfish Hole. Coach Pittman will be on the show from his secluded getaway, also known as COVID quarantine. The taciturn Jonathan Marshall will be the player guest. I saw that description in
the taciturn.
I forget which outstanding journalist of the Democrat Gazette used that adjective to describe Marshall, which I guess means sort of like frowny, and that's what I always get from the idea of taciturn. Like, usually looks angry, which to me sounds like a nose tackle, to be quite honest. So it makes perfect sense. 7 o'clock tonight at the Catfish Hole for an hour. Always fun to listen to with Chuck Barrett, Sam Pittman, and tonight Jonathan Marshall on all these stations that you are listening to.
Matty T takes care of everybody. Make sure everybody gets a hearing of that. So it's everywhere for you guys to listen to.
All right, tomorrow on Halftime, tomorrow you've got the red-white game. Basketball season unofficially starts tomorrow with 4,000 or so students allowed inside Bud Walton Arena. You'll have red versus white. We'll be talking about that in the afternoon with the one and only Matt Zimmerman. Bob Holt will join us. We'll go through Bob's shopping list since I ran into him at the grocery store the other day. Friday, Aaron Torres working on getting the voice of Florida football, Mick Hubert, on the show. So we'll see if we get all of that. For the moment, though, don't forget tomorrow at this very time could be our favorite time of the week. I think we've got like 5 or 6 moments that usually qualify as favorite times of the week. I always feel good about feeding people I've never met before. And so best way to do that is to go into hitthatline.com, enter to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch.
Tomorrow's show is stacking up to be one heck of a big one. That's the way it's looking. I mean, the Hardee's Lunch Bunch giveaway, you got Matt Zimmerman, you got Bob Holt. You get another 2 hours of us goofballs just goofing off and doing what we do best. So it's going to be a fun
half. If you thought today was good, wait till
tomorrow.
Tomorrow
We're going to have to focus on a taciturn performance tomorrow, guys. What do you think?
Maybe that can be Bob Holt's adjective of the taciturn Bob Holt.
He most definitely is not taciturn.
He's the opposite of it.
He's the opposite.
Head over to hitthatline.com. You can get registered for the Hardee's Lunch Bunch giveaway that is happening tomorrow at this very exact moment on halftime. You can leave us your info by clicking on the Lunch Bunch button, and then you can enter once per day, every day, only at hitthatline.com. And we're going to give away a lunch bunch for your office group, your job site, you name it. It's our job and it's our mission, and it's Hardee's job and mission to make your bellies happy, and there's only one way to do it, and that's going to hitthatline.com. And it's brought to you by Hardee's in Northwest Arkansas and in the River Valley.
You're going to be a member of the Happy Tummy Club.
The Happy Tummy Club.
So this is fun. We're going to do Change My Mind here, and I'm able to use the definition of taciturn for Change My Mind.
Oh,
Go
interesting.
For it, SmackDown. Yeah.
Did she just change my mind?
Now, I don't care what you say.
Nothing can make me change my mind.
I won't change my mind about you.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Oh, that is just so disrespectful for you to say something like that. Say it with your chest.
Change my mind.
So I was just previewing the Sam Pittman live radio show. And again, Jonathan Marshall was described in the Democrat, I think it was either Sunday or Monday, as the taciturn Jonathan Marshall. So the definition of the word taciturn is inclined to silence, reserved in speech, reluctant to join in conversation. I'm not sure if somebody who's taciturn, no matter how good he is on the football field, is a great live guest for a radio show. Change my mind. You usually have to be willing to engage in conversation.
That's fair. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
You need to not be inclined to silence. So I guess in this case, it's like Chuck's going to have to come up with like 3 times the number of questions he usually has. He's really good at getting inside the mind of a college athlete, and I think he's going to have to dig even further tonight.
I want to see if I can change your boys' mind here, because I don't think we can go a week on programming here for halftime that we don't bring up the Mexican pizza and Taco Bell. So
I'm over it, by the way. I make a better Mexican pizza at my place than they did at the restaurant.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to change your mind, or see if I can change your mind to give Taco Bell a second chance, because they're launching some new items on their menu, which includes a $1 chicken chipotle taco melt. So basically, they're cheesy little snacks that are they're a new permanent addition to the Taco Bell Cravings Value Menu. They are all white meat grilled chicken, creamy chipotle sauce, and rolled in a cheddar.
So hungry right now. You realize
I'm dying right now. They're made with all meat grilled chicken, creamy chipotle sauce, and a cheddar cheese rolled in a flour tortilla.
Those are not your lips forming the words. That's your stomach doing all the talking, my friend.
Well, my stomach is also foaming at the mouth because it's a $1 each at Taco Bell. They're also testing some other stuff for you guys, and I think it's in Atlanta and in Houston and in Nashville. A double steak grilled cheese burrito. No? Really? Okay, maybe this is up here.
I like nachos.
They're doing loaded nachos. They're made of a bed of nacho chips with refried beans, nacho cheese sauce, a 3-cheese blend, sour cream, tomatoes, guacamole, and You can get these for $1.99.
That's a good price.
That's a great price.
Can I throw another change? I've got a couple of them here. But here's one that I don't think you can change my mind into. You now work for the publicity department at Taco Bell, more so than I do. Much more so than I do. You're going through all their menu items here, man. You sound like a commercial. Like a real commercial.
Come on down to Taco.
Mind.
Thank you for calling Taco Bell. How can I help you guys?
All right, here's my last one, and this will tell you a little, just a minor story. So I did minor league baseball for 20 years or so.
Yes.
The first job I had as a play-by-play announcer for a minor league baseball team was with the Ogden Raptors, Utah, 1999, a Brewers affiliate. Their first round pick that year was a pitcher named Ben Sheets out of the Louisiana Lafayette. Back then it was called Southwestern Louisiana. He was the 13th overall pick. You might remember him pitching for the Brewers, the Braves, Team USA. He was the hero, Team USA, year 2000 in the Olympics with the gold medal victory. I called his first 2 professional starts.
Wow,
when
okay.
he was a minor leaguer in the Brewers organization. So now I go onto Twitter today, and I've followed this kid a little bit. Ben Sheets' son, Seaver Sheets, named for Tom Seaver, has signed to pitch for the Auburn Tigers. So I have dealt with moments like this throughout my entire career because initially when I got into minor league baseball, I was younger than the players. Then as I started, working my way through, I was the same age as the players, would go out with them. Then the next thing you know, I'm the same age as the coaches and then the manager. And now the freaking players that I called their first games, their kids are becoming professional ball players and actually going to be pitching for teams that I might be watching in the spring. So to change my mind here, SmackDown,
okay.
I'm freaking old. That just makes me feel old. Change my mind.
The circle of life is coming full circle.
That's how it's just a circle. Lion King should have taught you guys this back when it came out in 99. We're not talking about the new
circle of life involves death. I'm not dead yet.
That's the next step.
Oh wow, I didn't go.
I might be halfway there, but I've got a lot left. I hope I do. Goodness gracious. You want to end the show with a little morbid note. Well done. Change your mind.
Wow.
You got to be more careful on that bicycle of yours.
No kidding.
You're not a kid anymore, Phil.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling better?
I feel a lot better today. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Good.
The right arm's feeling better, not bleeding, and I have all my teeth, which the way I fell the other day, I was a little nervous about that. By the way, thanks to all the veterans today.
Yes.
We appreciate your service. You're no doubt about that. Almost a week after Election Day, we appreciate the service that you have given to our country here on Veterans Day. Now for SmackDown and Matty T, I'm Phil. Get up, get out, and get better.